Hi, welcome back everybody. My name is Asa and today is another episode. It's time to switch. Only UK points and only 20 minutes talk. Our guest is talented acquisition manager and career mentor, started a recruitment career in the biggest hotel chain in Ukraine, then switched to IT, worked with European and US startups in health tech, and built several engineer teams for them from scratch, hiring in Europe and Latin America. And now she's a team talented acquisition manager in a startup called Avasamic and provides career consultations. Meet Margot Kuznetsova. Hi, welcome to our interview. Thank you for joining us today. How are you?
Hi. Thank you for welcoming me. I'm fine. It's Friday, it's the end of the week, and I'm very thrilled to go into the weekend. And I'm happy to be here and to tell more about what I can help you.
It sounds really great to me. And to our viewers, this video created by Career Partner, your support on the first step to a career in tech. And today we're diving into the topic of how to create a tech resume with zero experience and land your dream job. I've got a first question for you. And I know a lot of people who are ready to switch in IT or even students, they don't have really a lot of experience. And what advice do you have for students building their CVs?
Sure. Thanks for asking. So first of all, to start with how I found my first job, I would mention my example. When I was a student, I was very ambitious and seized every opportunity I saw. I did freelance copywriting. I had an internship in marketing agency. I taught English to adults. I volunteered at Eurovision Song Contest and an art gallery. I also won a scholarship to study in Sweden. And eventually I ended up here in IT area. So what key points I can mention? First of all, to be proactive. Volunteer experience, internships, these all meant a lot because you can add this to your CV. You can describe the responsibilities of what you did and also to add the skills that you gained from this experience. Second of all, list all the involvements you had, include any clubs from the university, any sports, student organizations, especially if you were a leader in this organization. And the third one is to highlight events and initiatives. Mention any events preparation for the university or anything else where you were involved. Teamwork, communication skills, planning, this is really important.
Okay, thank you for sharing that. I think it's really one of the important things that we can mention in our resume first. And how should students highlight their maybe academic achievements or relevant coursework?
This is also very important when you're like a first time looking for a job. So include any notable academic achievements such as high grades, academic awards, or scholarships. Describe relevant coursework, projects, assignments, diploma. This is very important to add to your CV to describe like what you did, how did you approach, what was the outcome, and just show that you already have some experience, even if it's not commercial experience.
This is really, really important. And another thing, what I think really important is skill sections. What should go into the skill section of a CV?
So to develop a good skills section, you can divide this like into skills. Like first is technical skills, like tools that you're using, like PowerPoint, Excel, or anything else you know, and soft skills, the skills that you're gained through your work or your studies at the university. So include computer skills, language proficiencies, specific tools you used, or maybe technologies you're familiar with. This is especially for someone who were studying development or design at the university. You can add the relevant languages of programming that you were learning at the university. And of course, be honest about the proficiency levels that you are mentioning, because like during the interview or even when you get a job, you will be evaluated on the knowledge of what you've written in your CV. Also, important thing to add, if you had any certification or training courses, also add this like in a specific area like education and some design courses, development courses, HR courses, whatever you took, it's also great.
Okay, it sounds really great and helpful because, as I remember when I had my first interview, it was actually the same. I had a lot of knowledge, but I didn't have really a lot of experience as well. So it actually works. And what can students emphasize their soft skills if they lack work experience?
Mm-hmm. So again, here we're going back to the skills section and those experiences like internships, volunteering, etc. Have time to sit and think like what was the task that you did? Maybe there was some teamwork on a project. So you already have a skill of teamwork. Or maybe you needed to plan something and organize something. You already have a skill of planning. Or some communication. Maybe you needed, to organize an event, to have a call, to write to someone. This is also a soft skill. So sit and think what exactly you did, and you then can, unite this into the soft skill and write about it in your CV and later to tell the recruiter on the interview.
Yeah, definitely. And I know that sometimes, like some of the CV can look different, depends on the job market you're looking for. And what should students keep in mind regarding the structure of their CVs?
Mm-hmm. This is also very important because it also shows about the person. And it can be hard when you're first time looking for a job to build a good CV. So what you can do, you can build your CV just in a Google Doc, for example, or you can use a template for creating the CV that will make it easier for you to understand how to navigate your responsibilities, skills, etc., what we discussed. So make it consistent, organized, and structured. This is important. A single page CV is usually okay for someone like a student who don't have a lot of job experience. Also add keywords to your CV that you can see in the position that you're applying. For example, some of the companies using recruitment CRMs that read your CV when you're applying so they can understand what keywords are in your CV and what keywords are in the job description. And then they're deciding like, are you going to the next stage or not? So this is also one thing you should remember. And of course, proofreading. So proofread your CV thoroughly. Attention to detail is crucial, especially when you have lack of practical experience.
Thank you for sharing your expertise here. I totally agree with you. And as I know, like a lot of recruiters also have shared with me that they also use AI to check resumes based on the keywords. So it's really, really important. And maybe, do you have any final tips or bonus advice for students?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Sure. It will be like a bonus advice because it's not really about the CV. It's more about what you can add to your CV. And this is like a cover letter. Make it unique to each position you're applying for. This is really important. Sometimes it's a requirement for any roles that you're applying. Sometimes it isn't. But when you don't have any experience, it is better to write something to the employer so they understand that you're really motivated. So keep your cover letter concise, explaining why you like the company and the position and why you will be a good fit for them. Try not to use too much AI tools like ChatGPT because recruiters usually can tell that it's not written by you, but with the ChatGPT. And it's better to be just honest and open to show your true intentions to the company.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I really believe that it's going to be helpful to our viewers. And thank you for sharing all your expertise on this topic. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for today. Margot, thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you also. It was my pleasure.
And to our viewers, thank you for tuning. It's time to switch with Margot. And if you're ready to switch, tap the link in the description and take a quiz. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment who you want to invite next, and hit the notification bell for more insightful conversation. Until next time, bye.
Bye.